KMIR News at 5 starts now.
Good evening. This is the KMIR News at 5, streaming live at KMIR.com. I'm Gino Lamont.
And I'm Janet Zappala.
Topping the news tonight at 5, it was a big story last year. An elderly driver plows through a fence near a school. Police said he was drunk at the time of the accident. He severely injured a child whose leg had to be amputated. Now we have learned that that driver has died before he ever faced his day in court. KMIR's Kitty Alvarado live in the newsroom with the very latest in this ongoing case. Kitty, good evening.
Good evening, Gino. Well, the case against Malcolm Ross Patterson was a difficult one to try because the 84-year-old was a constant no-show in court. His lawyer insisted Patterson's health was failing, and now his lawyer has confirmed to KMIR News that Patterson has died. You may recall in October of 2013, Malcolm Patterson plowed through Abraham Lincoln Elementary School's fence in Palm Desert, hitting Adrian Grajeda, who was 10 years old at the time, causing him to lose his leg. Tests showed later that Patterson had alcohol in his system. He was charged with a felony count of driving under the influence and causing great bodily harm. Patterson was a no-show to court 4 times, and at one point the judge issued an arrest warrant and doubled the bail to $180,000. Patterson's attorney insisted his client was in poor health and was in a lot of pain and could not walk. After failing to contact his lawyer after the last no-show, it was later discovered that Patterson was in the hospital. Now, we did speak to Adrian Grajeda's mother, Brandy, to get her reaction to Patterson's death, but she did not want to go on camera, but did send us this statement. Quote, "We are deeply affected by the death of Mr. Patterson and the fact that we never received closure." The Grajeda family had filed a lawsuit against Patterson, and they will be discussing how to proceed with their attorney. But for now, they are just focusing on their son, Adrian. Gino, Janet, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kitty. And officials in San Bernardino County say a patient with measles may have come in contact with a large number of other people at Morongo Casino. The person was one of several who became infected while on a visit to Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure Park back in mid-December. That person then visited Morongo Casino Resort and Spa in Cabazon on Sunday, January 4th, between 6 and 11:30 p.m. Now, if you feel that you've been exposed, it's suggested that you contact your health provider immediately for testing.
And we have more information to tell you about tonight on a suspected DUI crash in Palm Desert last night that injured 3 teenagers. It was breaking news last night here on KMIR News at 11. It happened at about 9 o'clock near Hoveley Lane East and Portola Avenue. Authorities suspect the driver, 18-year-old Julia White of Palm Desert, was drunk at the time of the crash. They say she lost control of the car while driving down Hoveley and then hit the median, causing the car to flip several times before landing on its tires. White and 2 passengers in the car, ages 19 and 15, did suffer minor injuries. They were taken to the hospital, and sheriff's officials say they will pursue criminal charges against White. If you have any information on this crash, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers at the number there on your screen, 760-341-STOP.
And a car crash on Highway 62 sends 3 people to the hospital, including a 3-year-old who suffered major injuries. This happened about 9 o'clock this morning near North Indian Canyon Drive. Police say the driver, 21-year-old William Linares of Yucca Valley, was speeding when he approached a curve and lost control. The truck flew off the road, through a guardrail, and struck the mountainside head-on. Linares, as well as a passenger, 27-year-old Billy Stratton of Yucca Valley, suffered minor injuries, but a 3-year-old passenger suffered major injuries and was taken to Desert Regional Medical Center before being transferred to Loma Linda Children's Hospital. Authorities say the child was not in a safety seat.
An 85-year-old India woman has died. She passed away this morning after being involved in a traffic accident at Laurel Gate and Clinton Avenue. Shortly after 11:30 this morning, a medical transport vehicle carrying Bertha Ornelas collided with a red Nissan. The woman did not have any apparent injuries from the crash. She was transported from the scene to the hospital just as a precaution, but she did pass away later at the hospital. The exact cause of her death is still under investigation. Almost 5 days and still no sign of a missing Los Angeles man. Omar Meza vanished last Thursday night from a resort in Palm Desert, and now the story of his disappearance is spreading nationwide. while the search continues right here in the valley. Our Angela Monroe is live tonight at the JW Marriott in Palm Desert, ground zero for the ongoing search efforts. Angela, what's the latest tonight?
Gino and Janet, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department continues their search. Today, using helicopters, search dogs, and dive teams to find Omar Mesa here on the grounds of the JW Marriott in Palm Desert. Omar's wife and brother are still trying to get the word out, hoping that someone will have seen something that will lead them to Omar.
Right now, we're just desperately looking for Omar. We really miss him, and you know, he was my only brother, so it's definitely very heartbreaking at this time.
Omar Mesa came to Palm Desert last Thursday for a business trip. He was last seen at the JW Marriott in Palm Desert that night. The AIG Annuities executive never appeared for his business meetings Friday.
We were trying to get his face out as much as possible, just hoping that if anybody sees him, that it will just help him.
Omar's wife says his wallet and jacket were found on a golf course at the resort. For the third day, dive teams were searching the ponds on the property. But the Sheriff's Department says there is more to this investigation.
Well, due to the fact that it is an active and current investigation, we're not going to go into specifics as far in regards to the investigation, but there is other stuff going on behind the scenes. Our investigators are working on any and all possible leads that we're receiving right now regarding the whereabouts of Mr. Mesa.
His family is here in the valley helping with this search and continuing to work to spread the story.
At this point, we just asked if anybody has any information or they have seen Omar walking around, you know, Coachella, Indio, Palm Desert, Rancho Mirage, anywhere to, you know, contact the Riverside Sheriff's Department or myself or anybody that might, you know, be able to help.
After today, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department will decide where to focus their search efforts and will decide whether or not to return to the grounds of the JW Marriott. We will, of course, stay on this and bring you the latest on the search efforts. Reporting live in Palm Desert, I'm Angela Monroe. Back to you, Gino and Janet.
Angela, thank you for that. And now check on our weather.
That's right. Jeff Fox joins us now with a quick check of weather headlines. Jeff, a pretty pleasant day.
Gorgeous day, phenomenal day. Oftentimes when I'll give a forecast that people don't like, they'll say to me, well, you know, can you change it? It's not like ordering a pizza, but if it was, this would be the pizza that I would have ordered today. And our good weather is going to be slow to change. By the way, I'm going to talk when I come back in a little while about this weird quake cluster up in northern Nevada. Very strange. Well, anyway, I'll get to that in a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, as far as temperatures are concerned, after getting into the low 70s for the most part, temps have slipped back into the 60s in the valley and in some of the higher elevations, into the 50s and the 40s. Going to be another comfy night for sleeping. It was a beautiful day today. I know that this will strike Gino as wrong, but I had the windows wide open this afternoon. Let that fresh air come in.
What was this afternoon? It was daylight.
Daylight you can do.
Yeah, that's good.
Daylight, it's okay.
And I slept that way last night.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Some news you could use now. The sidewalk along Tramway Road is temporarily closed while Verizon crews are laying cable lines. Tram officials say the walkway will reopen on Thursday through Sunday, then resume closure on Monday. The sidewalk, as you probably know, is popular among hiking enthusiasts and those seeking a challenging workout.
And Eisenhower Medical Center will be a big part of the Humana Challenge next week. The hospital is the lead sponsor for the Eisenhower Bob Hope Legacy Pro-Am, a tournament that precedes the PGA Tour event itself. It'll be held next Wednesday, January 21st at the Arnold Palmer Private Course at PGA West in La Quinta. The Pro-Am tournament pits teams of 4 amateurs against 1 professional in an 18-hole tournament, with all the net proceeds being donated to Eisenhower Medical Center in Rancho Mirage. And I might also mention that's where the Anchor Challenge takes place, where one of us has won 3 out of the last 4 years.
I wonder who. Riverside County supervisors have authorized more than $28 million in state funding to add new sheriff's positions and programs to reduce jail overcrowding. 13 sheriff's positions will be added, including 4 deputy sheriff positions and 3 correctional assistants. No county funds are being used. With less than 4,000 inmate beds, Riverside County's correctional capacity has now reached its limit. Last year, more than 10,000 inmates were released from 5 jails to make room. The funding approved by the board today comes from the state account established to offset local impacts of AB 109.
And after weeks of speculation, California Attorney General Kamala Harris announced her plans to enter the 2016 race to replace Senator Barbara Boxer in Washington. Harris was just elected to a second term as California's Attorney General. Yesterday, Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom, who's been mentioned as a possible contender, said that he would not make a bid for the Senate seat. Harris is the first high-profile Democrat to declare her candidacy since Boxer announced last week that she would not be seeking re-election come 2016.
And the KMIR News is just getting started tonight.
President Obama met with Republican leaders today for the first time since they seized control of both houses of Congress. We'll have the latest from D.C.
And a couple of daredevil hikers are now in the final push up Yosemite. We'll take you there.
Making the Coachella Valley a better place to live. You're watching KMIR News.
Tonight at 6, local residents say they're fed up with an eyesore next door.
Clothes hung on the fence, get rid of the whole thing and clean it up.
KMIR News investigates tonight at 6.
Does the smell of a freshly bound presentation fill you with optimism? Do you love your wireless keyboard more than certain family members? Is your success due to a filing system only you understand? Could you and your portable printer inspire a buddy movie?
If so, you may be gear-centric.
Someone who knows that the right office gear helps you do great things. And there's one place that has it all. Office Depot Office Max. Gear up for great.
Investors continue to want unparalleled access to Wall Street's best strategies. But many traditional brokerage firms only offer their own in-house financial products. Hightower Palm Desert brings the benefits of competition to investors in the Coachella Valley. We make financial firms compete for your business. When Wall Street competes, our clients win. Call us today to learn how Hightower manages wealth to a higher standard. Hightower, an unobstructed view.
Are you ready for the show? Visit hotwatercasino.com for our starstruck lineup.
The Pavilion at Indian Wells Golf Resort, perfect for your special event. The View Grill for the large dinner parties and the small and intimate. Exceed your expectations at the Indian Wells Golf Resort. It's all waiting for you.
Hey, there goes the General again.
This portion of the news is brought to you by General Heating and Air Conditioning. Making the Coachella Valley a better place to live. KMIR News continues.
Well, this is really something to keep an eye on. 2 men hoping to scale the Dawn Wall at Yosemite National Park are now in the final push. 30-year-old Kevin Jorgensen of California and 36-year-old Tommy Caldwell of Colorado are vying to be the first to free climb the 1,000-foot section of El Capitan. The climbers are using their feet, hands, and fingers in the climb with ropes only as protection against a deadly fall. They trained for more than 5 years for this task, which many have said is impossible. A spokesperson today said the pair will likely finish this historic climb as early as this Wednesday night.
Well, despite the new reality in Washington, D.C., with a Republican majority in the Senate along with the House, President Obama urged the search for areas of common ground. But as Steve Handelsman reports, it's not that many.
I'm very much looking forward to.
In his first meeting with GOP leaders since Republicans seized control of Congress, President Obama urged cooperation on the economic recovery.
The key now is for us to work as a team to make sure that we build on this progress.
Work as a team? That's possible on cybersecurity after the hack attack of Sony and yesterday's invasion of some Pentagon YouTube and Twitter accounts. And agreement looks possible in the war against ISIS. But Republicans vow a fight on immigration to block the Obama executive order granting work permits to millions who came to the U.S. illegally. House Speaker John Boehner says a principle is at stake.
This is not about actually the issue of immigration. What it is, it's about the president acting lawlessly.
Republicans may try to carve that Obama plan out of the $40 billion Homeland Security budget. But after the terror in Paris, with this new video out today of the Kouachi brothers outside Charlie Hebdo newspaper, Democrats slammed that strategy.
A horrible, horrible terrorist act took place in Paris. You think it would have heightened the urgency to pass a Homeland Security bill, but the Republicans still say no.
Republicans say they would fully fund Homeland Security but block what they call the Obama overreach on immigration. I'm Steve Handelsman, KMIR News.
And coming up next, Jeff Fox with your full weather forecast.
That and much more still to come in the KMIR News at 5 in true HD. But first, here's tonight's Pacific Premier Bank stock market close. Is that Donny Osmond?
Looks like, yeah, it is.
Some battle scars are worn on the inside. And for anyone who's been there, there's a secret. It doesn't harden you. It makes you more human.
Tomorrow on KMIR Today, beginning at 5 a.m., it's Wellness Wednesday. We have some tips on staying healthy.
I'm Samara Smith. Temperatures in the 70s tomorrow on KMIR Today.
Are you one of the thousands of local residents who suffer from chronic lower back pain, sciatica, herniated disc, degenerative disc, or even failed back surgery? Have you tried other treatments that have failed or been told, other than pain-relieving medications or surgery, nothing can be done? If so, then pick up the phone and see if you're a candidate for an innovative back pain treatment developed by Hathaway Chiropractic Center that's getting great results. As part of the treatment protocol, the patient reclines and a gentle pull works in an effort to relieve pressure between discs, as we then retrain the muscles that stabilize and protect the spine. There are no drugs and no surgery. We've helped hundreds of patients who have failed with other treatments and offer a free, no-risk consultation. So if you're tired of living with back pain and don't want surgery, call Hathaway Chiropractic Center today to schedule a free consultation. You have nothing to lose but the pain.
One stop, Palm Springs Motors. One stop, you gotta see to believe. One stop, Palm Springs Motors. One stop for all your car needs.
One stop for hundreds of Fords, Lincolns, Mazdas, used cars, quick lane service, tires, body shop, and more.
One stop, Palm Springs Motors.
On Highway 111 at Date Palm Drive in Cathedral City.
Are you going to?
Welcome back.
We are talking anemometers here.
No.
Yeah.
Let me say it.
Yes.
Anemometer.
That's what, didn't I say anemometer?
Yeah, no, it's the windometer, right?
Take a look. Here is our anemometer from our General Live Cam. There you go.
That's the windometer.
Northerly wind at 9, but it's been gusting into the mid-30s over the past hour or so. That'll start going down as the sun continues to go down. Oh, there is one thing I wanted to show you. You know, we're very sensitive to earthquakes here, obviously. And I've been looking. These are not big earthquakes on the earthquake tracker. But up in northwestern Nevada, over the past 24 hours, they've had a dozen quakes. This is an area that's been seeing a lot of quakes over the last few months, and geologists aren't quite sure if this foreshadows something to come, but it's certainly something to look at tonight. By the way, this is an area that has very few people. In fact, there's an antelope preserve there, so literally those quakes are happening where the deer and the antelope play, just in case you're wondering. Here we are, front down to the south of us. I'll teach you a little meteorology tonight. Or tomorrow. Where the pips point, that's the direction the front is going. So this is moving away from us, and what we have is just a huge area of high pressure ridging in from the north out to the west, and that's just going to fill in as this front goes away. What does that mean, Jeff? Well, that means that we're going to have a continuation of our sunny weather pretty much for the entire week, and we're going to see temperatures remain in the 70s. In fact, if you look at our storm tracker into tomorrow and now Thursday, really nothing coming our way. So the perfect week weather-wise here in the Coachella Valley. Tomorrow's highs, low to mid 70s, which is pretty much what we saw this afternoon. The exception to that will be, of course, as it normally is, the higher elevations in the passes, where we'll see some 50s and 60s. But spectacular weather continues. So here's the forecast. For tonight, we've got mainly clear skies. We're going down in the upper 40s to low 50s overnight tonight. And then the next 3 days, sunny skies, temps in the low 70s. Beyond that, we get into the mid 70s over the weekend. Few clouds Sunday and Monday. Right now, Gino and Janet, I don't see any rain in the next 7 or 8 days. Back to you.
Sounds good. We could use it, but it sounds good. A 100-pound, 35-year-old tortoise is missing tonight, and the owners called KMIR for some help. His name is Tortuga, and he was last seen 4 days ago on a property in Palm Springs near Smoke Tree. The family was on vacation when Tortuga's sister, or actually the sitter, called to tell them, to tell them the tortoise was missing. The owner thinks he may have been stolen or someone who has access to their yard, but say it's possible the tortoise somehow got lost. Either way, the family says they just want Tortuga home, and the 3 kids keep asking the parents where Tootie went. So if you have any information on this turtle, Tortuga, please call our newsroom. We'd love to reunite him with his family where he belongs. And coming up after the break,
we're going to talk about today's business headlines with KMIR News financial analyst Brian Ahmed.
KMIR News, you ask, we investigate.
KMIR News, asking tough questions and getting real results. Send us your story. Email us at youask@kmir.com. Together, we're making the Coachella Valley a better place to live.
Hey, Ricky, getting my club's custom fit.
Custom fit?
Yeah, custom fit.
Custom fit.
Custom fit.
Custom fit.
Custom fit.
Custom fit.
Yo, Richard. Custom fit.
Wow.
Start the season like a pro with Club's Custom Fit by the experts. Get your free fitting only at the PGA Tour Superstore.
Just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares, and go downtown. Everything's waiting for you.
Open 24/7. Spa Resort Casino, Palm Springs.
My whole life, I didn't have health insurance because it was too expensive.
As a professional dancer, I tend to beat up my body a lot, and having health insurance is a priority for me.
It's a relief to be able to keep the same doctor.
I was born with a back condition that required surgery.
I'm paying a fraction of what I used to pay.
Even with my back issues, I'm able to afford health insurance.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in for the first time ever.
Open enrollment ends February 15th. Visit coveredca.com today.
Now, get the best deal ever on a Trane air conditioning system and get 0% APR with 48 months to pay from Esser Air Conditioning. Great prices guaranteed.
Yes, sir. It's Esser Heating and Air Conditioning.
Time now for tonight's KMIR News Financial Report. Alcoa, the largest producer of aluminum in the U.S., kicked off the fourth quarter earnings season with earnings that topped analysts' expectations. Meanwhile, oil hit a near 6-year low today, with U.S. crude paring some losses on short, covering and reaching parity with Brent crude for the first time in 3 months. Here to explain all of those things is our own KMIR News financial analyst, Brian Ahmed. Okay, Brian, Alcoa, the biggest maker of aluminum on the planet, big earnings But yet the market's still down. What happened?
Yeah, you know, Alcoa is always the first major company to report, the first major Dow and the first major S&P company to report. They pride themselves on that, and that kind of gives Wall Street an indication as to what way corporate profits are going. When Alcoa came out last night after the market closed with their fourth quarter earnings, they blew away their numbers. Their revenues were higher, their profitability was higher. So the market was really off and running to the races this morning. The market opened up over 200 points to the positive this morning. And then amazingly enough, because of the weight of oil and the fact that CNBC every 15 minutes was reporting, you know, what a disaster the oil markets were, the market slowly crept its way all the way down till it was down almost 100 points at the worst part of the day, and then amazingly closed down about 27 points on the day only.
Right, but unlike, say, commodity traders, you say that there just is no downside, at least for 99% of Americans when the oil prices are down.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we're looking at is if corporate America's profits are really going to be better than they thought they were, that means they justify their stock price, and certainly with the oil prices being tailwinds for the consumer, the average consumer is going to put another $2,000, $2,500 into the economy this year. For the first time, our GDP really looks solid. Many economists are predicting a 3+% GDP growth, gross domestic product growth this year, and that's sizable. That's the best that we've had since the 2008 sell-off, and quite frankly, I think people should just not pay attention to the daily noise that they're picking up on oil and all the other things. Really concentrate on fundamentals. At the end of the day, I think the economy is going to be pretty good this year, and I think the market's going to do all right.
All right, Brian Amade, thank you, sir, as always.
Thank you, Gino. Have a great evening.
Brian's with Hightower Advisors here in Palm Desert. You can reach him online or on the phone, and we'll be right back.
Tonight, the farewell season of Parks and Recreation begins. And we would really like to urge you to watch. Followed by a Marry Me with everything you could ever want.
The pageantry, the passion.
The stabbing, the nudity, romantic violence.
And About a Boy will melt your heart.
A large part of me wants to punch you in the face. And a little bit of me just died in your arms.
All new comedy. Tonight, starting at 8/7 Central on NBC.
So, Bob, you love the car.
I love it.
Love the deal.
Absolutely.
Check out. Here's how much you're saving. All right? It's just drum roll.
Oh.
Thing. Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Nice.
Right now, celebrate the savings on your own Ford Fusion for just $179 per month.
How do you feel?
I feel like I just saved a lot of money.
A lot of money. High five. There. Oh, higher. Little five. Little. There we go.
What bed at Banner Mattress tops Tempur-Pedic for comfort and support? That comes with a convenient removable and washable top cover and cool-to-the-touch comfort? The only bed that tops a Tempur-Pedic is a Tempur-Pedic. Come see the newly redesigned Tempur Cloud and Tempur Contour collections. Plus, with your Banner purchase, get a gift card up to $300 or 48 months interest-free financing with free same-day delivery.
There's a Tempur-Pedic bed for everybody. Find yours today at Banner Mattress.
One award doesn't make you the best. 3 awards, well, that's a different story. The Audi A3. Experience the award-winning Audi A3 at your local dealer today.
Enter the party. A toast. A taste. Some flair. And the game. Morongo, good times. Closed captioning brought to you by I-10 Toyota. Exceeding your expectations before, during, and after the sale. Customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
Here's a recap now of our top stories at 5 o'clock. 84-year-old Malcolm Patterson, the man charged in a DUI crash that severely injured a young boy, has died.
And officials in San Bernardino County say a patient with measles may have come in contact with a large number of other people at Morongo Casino.
And before we go, another look at our forecast.
Perfect. You want more?
No, that's
There's
enough.
not much else to say.
Perfect.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It's really going to be nice this week. Beautiful.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock with all your local news and some perfect weather.
Good night.